I'm going to call the meeting order. Opening prayer. Mr. Barker.
Lord, we come before you tonight as citizens, thanking and praising you for who you are, thank you for the blessings we receive daily. We continue to pray for our nation and our city, our leaders. Pray that you give them wisdom and direction and where you have us go. We're asking in Christ's name. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag.
Which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Councilman Chapman. Here. Councilman Porter Richard.
Here.
Councilman Ray.
Here.
Mayor McIntyre.
Here.
Councilman Crump.
All right, we need a motion to adopt the agenda. Need a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Oh, I'm saying, during discussion, I just want to say that, like, we keep dropping former business off of these new agendas, and like, if it's not complete, we need to leave it on the agenda until the work is complete. Budgeting is the topic I'm talking about. So, I think that's all I have.
All in favor? Okay, formal business. We have Brett from the Regional Planning Committee. Oh, yeah, I don't have it.
I think you're looking at the.
Oh, yeah, Mark, I need a motion to, accept the donation for Margaret Elementary.
We got Miss Carol right here.
Oh, I didn't know she was here.
Can you come up and tell us what your,
Oh, I can do it. Can I do it from right here? I didn't know I was speaking tonight. So many of you know our school was built in 2010, so we're hitting the 15-year mark. A lot of the technology was original technology that is in the school that needs to be replaced. So we were asking for a donation to replace some of that with the ViewSonic boards, which are interactive boards that the children and teachers can use. And then also we were granted money last year from the State Department, so we were able to build that second playground, which gives our kids, and we're now at 709 students. So our growth is, we're really growing at our school. So we were gifted that second playground, but there are no benches for the teachers or the children to sit while they're out there. So we were asking for 2 of the composite playground benches that could be fastened into the ground for the kids. So that was what we were asking for. So if you're generous enough to help us, we would appreciate it.
Okay, I need a motion
Do y'all have somebody to install those for you?
Sir?
Do y'all have somebody that can install those for you?
Yes, the maintenance department will take care of the installation.
now. Any other discussion? Need a second?
Second.
All in favor? Opposed?
Since we skipped discussion, James, you work for the school, don't you? You work for the school, don't you? Grant School Bus. Are you familiar with Alabama Code Title 36, 25.5?
Any discussion?
You just violated it.
Point of order, any discussion?
I'm done.
All right, formal business, RPCBG comprehensive plan. Can you, come up and kind of speak on that before?
Yes, sir. Per our communication to the city, they did, you guys had contacted us in regards to developing a comprehensive plan. The Regional Planning Commission is more than happy to assist you in that effort. However, the Planning Commission does recommend, in light of elections being just around the corner and kind of your current situation, maybe you consider delaying that process. It does take about a year to complete. And if you were to wait until the new administration comes in, it would kind of be something that they could formulate at that time collectively along with the city residents.
Okay, thank you.
So we voted to go into a
Point of
contract.
order. Next on the agenda is the fire truck.
No response.
Next on the agenda is the redistricting.
Just to kind of give everybody a quick little background on that project, it's been going on for some time. The city had contacted the planning commission to look at updating the single member district plan that the city currently operates under. Per Alabama and federal code, jurisdictions that vote under single member districts are compelled to review and update those voting plans after the release of each decennial census date. So some time ago, I had put together 4 map options, submitted them for your consideration. So presently, should it be the desire of the council to move forward with one of those map options, the city would set a public hearing date and make that information available for public scrutiny and hold public comment to take public comment on that. After which the city at that time may adopt by ordinance the updated voting plan and have that submitted at probate, I believe, in about 5 days' time at that point. And you would be good to go until the 2030 census is released.
Okay, thank you.
At the last meeting, we made a motion to hold a public hearing at this meeting. That was ignored and not done. And so,
Point of order.
I'm
Point of order.
discussing the topic.
No, point of order.
Explain your point of order.
Point of order.
Explain
Speaking
it.
out of turn.
No,
Yes, you are.
I'm speaking on the topic.
Point of order.
No,
You don't want to
explain,
take this meeting, man.
explain yourself.
Point
Explain.
of order.
No, this is the topic at hand, and I'm about to make the motion. So we voted for a public hearing at the last meeting.
Make your motion, and then we'll have
You can't
discussion.
sit here and tell
You
me what to
can't
do.
tell me how to talk.
You can't-
Jonathan Ray, who talking to you?
You can't.
Mayor, what's the point of order?
You can't
Yeah,
say.
You gotta state your point of order or it's a
You
crowd.
gonna be escorted out.
No, I don't care. Ask me to go out. I don't care.
Explain
You
yourself.
don't know what you're doing. I do know what you're not doing. Period.
So we're supposed to have a public hearing this meeting. I still recommend that we allow the public to speak on this topic at this meeting. But in light of that, I'm making the motion that we hold a public hearing at the first meeting in November to cover this topic. And again, have the RPC with us at that meeting to help explain any issues we may have at that meeting. That's the motion.
Mr. Mayor, could you step back up to the voting, please?
Yes, sir.
I don't think they understood what you're trying to tell them.
which map option?
There you go.
Or
February,
per the
Yeah.
council's desire, I can, go and see about crafting an additional option.
February 26th, 2024, we voted to pick option 1. And as I've been told many times recently, the majority voted for that map option. And we got the detailed plat version, and we've had it for 9 months. So we picked that. We're past that point. And so it's time for a public hearing and a final decision. And so I'm calling for the public hearing.
Option 1.
Option,
Yes, sir.
Hang on, they may ask more questions.
wait a second.
Yeah, we're supposed to have a public hearing tonight. That was supposed to, I mean, that was
supposed to be tonight. So why it's not on the agenda, I don't know, but yeah, I'll second it so we can try to schedule it for the second time, third time, whatever.
So you're saying that y'all adopted the map 1 as the map y'all wish to proceed with?
Yes, I've got the February 6th meeting, video and minutes in front of me. Would you like me to read them to you?
Sure.
Councilman Matthew Torrisi made the motion to accept option map number 1 from the RPCGP for redistricting. Councilman Jonathan Ray seconded the motion. The motion passed 3 yeses and 1 no.
I think the reason we've forgotten about this for so long is because for 9 months, we've been just thinking about it. Well, not us, but just a couple people that are sitting up here.
I don't know what you'd be thinking about.
I mean, neither, I'm still trying to figure it
If
out.
you adopted it, then the next process would be to have a public hearing.
And that's why we're here.
No, we're here because it's a scheduled council meeting.
No, there was
That's why we're here.
there was a motion at the last meeting to have a public hearing at this meeting. They left it out of the minutes.
The minutes of the October 1st meeting,
Yes,
have they been adopted?
not yet.
If they have not been adopted, then they're not minutes of a meeting. That's the whole thing you have to do. You have to adopt those minutes before they become the minutes of a meeting.
Your point.
My point is, you can't say that it's a part of the minutes of the meeting when the minutes of the meeting have not been adopted.
Yes.
That's what you have to do at a subsequent meeting. And all of you, or the majority rules, as with every other issue that comes before this council.
Well, if
The
you were,
majority will rule.
well, you were looking at the minutes to try to find it, and I was explaining to you that they left it out.
I don't know who they is. You're a part of this council, Mr. Torrici. You have every opportunity to voice your objection or your consent. You have proceeded without addressing any prior minutes of any meeting tonight.
We haven't.
You have made that choice.
I'm waiting on the agenda item.
You adopted the agenda, did you not?
I'm
You
waiting.
didn't ask for any changes, deletions, or alterations of any kind. did
Your
you,
point,
sir?
your point is unnecessary. I'm waiting for the topic of the minutes. You're becoming argumentative.
I'm not trying to be argumentative. I'm trying to get you to understand. If you wish to address the minutes first, when you adopt the agenda, you would say, I move that we approve the minutes at the first part of the meeting. And then it would be moved in the order you wish it to be in.
I already,
Just because someone types it up doesn't mean it goes in that order.
I already explained to you, you were going to look at the minutes and they're not in there. That's the only reason I brought up the minutes was because you were going to reference them. I was letting you know that they weren't in the minutes, so you weren't going to find them when you were looking for them.
Thank you.
So we got a motion and a second.
Any discussion?
I don't even know what
Motion was to hold a public hearing for the redistricting at the first meeting in November and have the RPC.
Based on map 1.
Yep.
I believe.
Yes.
Do y'all know what he's talking about? You know what map 1 is?
Yep.
Do you know, Mr. Jack?
That's
the motion.
No.
Any particular time y'all wish to have the next, have the hearing? I think you need to, how many days notice are required?
2 weeks.
Sir, 2 weeks? So it requires 2 weeks notice.
And I said the first meeting in November.
They're the same, so I think this is map 1.
It's fine.
This is not map 1.
Map 1 is the large map that you got that day and you took home. That was the district parcel. You have the big copy.
So we've had 9 months to look at it. We talked about it during the work session, and now we're still in the back room looking at it. And we're taking one home.
Just so y'all are clear, you're just moving to have the public hearing. After you take comment from the public, that doesn't mean that map one's gonna be the one you actually present. They may change your mind, they may have comments and discussions that change your mind. So the purpose right now is just proceed with the process. You have a motion, you ready for a vote whenever the chair says.
All right, I call for a vote. All in favor?
Okay. Make sure you notice that about it.
Next on the agenda is the fire truck.
Yes, sir. I gave you guys a packet here. This was a recent quote on a custom order truck. 365-day turnaround for delivery is what I was told. They said that depending on availability, it may be a little bit quicker. So the 365 is what they said was their solid number on delivery. The price that was on there was with a equipment package that they offer to make the truck at an in-service state. So it also had extrication equipment, because we've got some older sets of extrication equipment, and this would put this truck with its own dedicated set that plugged in and charged on the apparatus.
So let's got this stuff that we were.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to add to
The stuff that I had said we may have to add in additionally, they were able to provide that in that quote on that 4th page. There's some stuff missing off of it. It was hose, nozzles, and the extrication equipment. So page that did get included. But yeah, that was the price. And then on the back page had the financing options. She gave an option 1 that was for a single apparatus. Option 2 was if you purchased one apparatus at one time. She just wanted to have that option for us if we chose to go that way. But had a 10, 12, and 15-year payment plan.
Okay, you kind of give up this option 1 and 2.
Option 1 was for a single apparatus for one fire truck. Option 2 was she just added it if you wanted to buy a second one.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we're looking at this right here.
monthly payments is, the 12-year plan, what we had talked about, was $100,000 a year, fringe.
Yes, sir, $100,749.24 for 12 payments in 12 years. First payment being due October of 2025.
Are we budgeting for it, and is there what account are we gonna be paying that out of? I have no financials in front of me to be able to tell you, we can pay for that.
We're paying for that out of the water and sewer, like we've been doing the rest of it.
We can see the financials, so we can check, see if we got the money in there.
I need a motion.
I have a simple question. About 600,000.
Can't use it to purchase this?
Yeah.
Like that.
We already
Can't use
purchased
it
the
to
meeting.
purchase this.
We already purchased the meeting pumper. Well, actually, I don't know. Because it's moved in the general fund. Yeah, we purchased one apparatus already, and so we're not, buy two apparatus, two of the same thing. I mean, I like the idea, I just want to see, see the breakdown and see if we got the money to cover it.
I need a motion to table it to the next council meeting.
Can't just buy some financials?
I'm gonna make a motion to just table till we find out about the finances, make sure we can finance this.
James made the motion, need a second.
As long as we've been talking about this, it sure would make a lot of sense if we had that in front of us tonight so we could make that decision. I think we've been working on this for 60 days now. Is that correct?
Somewhere do that.
So we should.
I mean, it shouldn't take too long to go run the whole profit and loss and cash flow. I'm ready to get it done.
Motion dies from a lack of second.
I move that we take that 2-minute recess while we gather the financials so that we can move forward with this topic.
What's your motion?
That we take a 10-minute recess while we gather the financials so that we can move forward on this tonight.
Mayor, can we get those in 10 minutes, you think?
I gave y'all a budget.
You can leave it in.
I emailed everyone a budget of what could be spent and what could not be spent. Y'all discussed it, but y'all haven't made a move.
I don't have an email.
Yeah, I gave you a budget.
They were handing me something last week and it had a fire truck and it's blank across the board.
But y'all hadn't decided to buy it.
But I'm not asking for a budget, I'm asking how much money we have in the bank so that we know if we can afford this or not.
You have to have, excuse me, but you have to have a budget to know how much you can spend, Councilman Woodridge.
Agreed, but we don't have the budget yet. This is just a temporary draft with no plan in it.
Yeah, that's good.
Did you second?
I'll second.
Second what? Yes, that's the account balance in the city.
So that's 24 different accounts combined. We don't know what's what. No second, wait on discussion or a vote. Councilman Chapman's referring to is our financial reports that we get, which is just 2 line items, one for public works and one for the city. They just have huge buckets of money, but we don't know what's in special accounts or what can be spent in which areas.
And a motion and a second, call for a vote.
Taking a 10-minute recess while we get the financials.
All in favor? Back in 10 minutes.
You know, when you come here, so you see exactly what you're doing. Because profit loss is not gonna tell you.
Take a picture.
The city clerk is refusing to give me the financial information. I have to get a report with the balances of all of our accounts and know what's in which account. And she refuses to give it to me, deciding that I share it with the public. So, I made a simple request to know what's in each account, and I'm getting refused. Right. I asked for 2 reports and then asked to have a balance of what's in each account, so we know what we spend and know what's paid for. Mark.
Get him up there. Huh?
When you look at me,
I'm just glad down. But I ain't been taking your pictures. Heard you followed me out with the camera just a moment.
You need a bulldog.
Again? Well, they're both like a couple of kids. Both of them are their age. But the matter is, no. He's not acting like a man. He may be a super nice guy, but he's not acting like a man. I met Robert's Rules of Order. I'm not coming to meetings, I just had to tell issues.
And your name is what? What's your name?
Michael.
Michael what?
Harry.
Harry. You live here in Margaret?
Yes, sir. Right down the road, Street.
He can't have his way. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh, the mayor, okay, so he's the mayor pro tem, and he's now the mayor. I've had some health issues, I had it come in the last couple of months. Absolutely, but still. Let me just say this. Well, I think I'll take what I'm gonna do, but I'll do it for him and his judge. I will bring 2 copies of Robert's Rules of Order to the next meeting so that he'll understand what he says. Better not. In my hometown, 12,000 people. City of Locust. Michael Harry. And I served in the area. But go ahead.
I understand it's a public space, but you don't record. We didn't ask to purpose. We didn't give you permission to record us.
Again?
Your purpose here tonight is for what was.
So observe.
But we're having a private conversation.
Again.
I'm not trying to say, I'm just getting video happening.
Okay, but you don't need to record what we're talking about.
They were reporting anything?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna say anything that I'm ashamed of. Okay, look, let me ask you this.
But if I'm having a conversation with you, I don't need a camera in my face.
I agree. I'm in your position, just saying. Okay, but everybody that sits behind that table up there should have a working knowledge of parliamentary procedure. Everybody.
But don't. If you have knowledge, you have what you want to do, you have then do that. What you don't
Every time.
Yeah, that's.
There's a process in parliament. Never seen this body. And I've been here, gone in here for years.
So I've been coming to the council meeting for about 3 years, and this is not probably my first time to
Then we've been getting minutes then.
No, we have been here, I've been here.
I think you should.
You said it wasn't sufficient, so I asked for a summary of what was in all the accounts.
This is it. Look at the top. It says income.
But I don't know what's the general fund and what's yeah.
This is all your account that I have.
No, this is months ago.
And it tells you at the bottom what the income is.
So what's in the general account? What's in the general fund?
I gave you what you asked for.
You said it wasn't sufficient, so I asked for a summary of what was in all the
That's
accounts.
what you asked for.
And then I changed my request to ask for a summary of all the accounts because you said this wasn't sufficient. It was a simple request. I simplified it because you complained and. Okay.
That's what I said.
They're saying this is the last part, also asked for the cash flow.
Back on the fire truck there.
Final request was not done.
It's up to you, how long you stay on it, if you move to the next issue.
I'm gonna move on. All right, next. Next on the agenda, approve minutes for 9/17/2024.
So the last meeting, I explained to everybody several corrections to the minutes, so I want to pass them back out because the only change that was made was to the date that was wrong. And in this packet, you'll see in front of you, and I'll go ahead and read them. I've got things that were wrong in red and things that were not there in highlighted in yellow. So, on the second page, under the city engineer informing us about the water, it said Councilman Torrisi continues to express his concern about not allowing recording of the meetings. Congressman Thunderberg called for a point of order. Mayor Pro Tem Darrell McIntyre called for a vote. The motion was passed due to the majority having 3 yeses and 2 nos. That did not happen then.
It was taken out, look at your meeting.
This is the minutes that you sent us in the email on Saturday. If you're changing stuff between what you send us on Saturday and Monday, that's not sufficient to review. And then, so what really happened, Mayor Pro Tem McIntyre asked the Councilman Ray and Torrisi if we had a chance to read the rules that were emailed on Saturday. We both said no. Mayor Pro Tem McIntyre then called for a motion to accept the regulations and asked Congressman Thunderberg to read the regulations. On the second page, it said Councilman Torrisi informed the council that the rules and regulations on taping or live streaming are absurd and violate the law, Alabama Code 3625A6. And then she wrote out that statement, and I did not say that. I said they were absurd and flew in the face of the law. And so I said it flies in the face of state law and people's First Amendment rights. And I also stated that you can't pass a motion or ordinance that contravening state law. And I read the opinion of the district attorney that said what we did was against the law and summarized that we should let the state law stand. Councilman Ray read an opinion from the Attorney General, 87-164, and I asked for clarification that a motion is not forceful and it needs to be an ordinance. Further down on the third or fourth page, it says the vacancy of the mayor's seat was talked about. There was no discussion. Councilman Chapman immediately made a motion to keep Darrell as the mayor. And so, again, I've got the corrections and misstatements highlighted. Misstatements are highlighted in red, and what actually happened is highlighted in yellow there. Let me. So I make a motion that we table these minutes until these corrections are completed and given to us in time for us to review them.
I need a second.
Second.
Any discussion?
I will just reiterate that we're still not listing who voted which way in our organizational ordinance. Tells us that we will list who voted which way.
All for a vote. All in favor? All in favor? All opposed? New business, approve the minutes for 10/1/2024.
In that same packet I just handed you, I made similar corrections. So I move to allow the adoption of the previously presented resolution with the updated date for the mayor to enter contract with the RPCGB to build a comprehensive 5-year plan. What it said previously did not reflect what I had actually done. And then directly after that, this is highlighted in gray that what was missing. I made a motion to hold a public hearing at the next council meeting so the public could review the maps and comment. Councilman Ray seconded the motion. I've called for an amendment to the motion to include and invite the RPCGB here to help discuss that process with us. Councilman Ray seconded the amendment motion, and the motion passed with 3 yeses and 2 noes. And that was left completely out of the minutes. And then at the end, it says you asked for comments, and that didn't happen. You completely tried to shut down the meeting and call for a adjournment. And so once the adjournment failed, inform the public that we had gotten a grant, and then I also informed the council that I had reached out to the railroad and found out that they had not been communicated with about the railroad crossing repairs, and asked if I could report or coordinate a meeting with them. So that's in the back of that same package. Several larger missions. I am kind of curious how we leave out an entire motion.
So you making a motion on the minutes on 10/1/2024.
Yep, I make a motion, we table them until those corrections are made.
I need a second.
Second.
Any discussion?
Again, as Kirsten has reiterated multiple times recently, the minutes are the record of what these meetings have. And if we're manipulating and leaving stuff out and changing them, then that really undermines public trust in the city and our transparency. So I would highly recommend that we start being more careful on these minutes, making sure they're accurate.
Call for a vote. All in favor? Opposed? Okay, next on the agenda is Dillard Park. That's the only park that is really being used, and we had looked at doing some renovations up there, Darius and I. And we're talking about tearing down that old pavilion. Darius had reached out to Oldham, but they hadn't got back with him yet on the pavilion that's they have. So when we get some information back on that, I'll bring it back before the council.
What information you want? Because I talked to him.
Darius is talking to him.
Oh, but they ain't got back to him.
Oh, they got back with you?
Oh, yeah. 30 minutes. But we'll wait. We'll wait.
Know about those 30 minutes.
I was just telling you they got back with me. But go ahead.
All right, next is a splash pad. I had reached out to a couple companies about the splash pad, and they was going to get back with me, and Darius reached out to somebody about a splash pad also, and he waiting to get some information back, and when we get that, we'll bring it to the city council, and I think that'll benefit the whole community if we got something like that in here.
Where's the talk about putting something like this up?
We looked at a couple different stuff.
Who is we? Who is we? You? Is that what you're saying? Because this is the first we've heard about it. I'm just asking. We as plural, I as singular.
Darius and I.
Oh, okay. Do we have any talk about the cost that we'll be looking at? Location?
I'll get information and bring it back to you, John.
Okay. What about location?
Location, we're looking at Dillard Park, the vacant lot by Dillard Park.
Okay.
I think it's a great idea, but so we're gonna start working on the plan, and actually, what's, I didn't notice anything in the budget that you gave us last week, our last meeting about splash pad. Are we gonna, this is a big project, and it requires a lot of planning. I wanna see what I can do with it. I know Moody spent $700,000 on theirs, and they didn't have to put in a parking lot because they already had 6% parking lot. So, we're looking at half a million to $1 million. That's a pretty big chunk. And how is this going to affect our water plan?
Have you talked to anybody on, any company on this, Matt?
I know how much Moody paid 3-4 years ago, and so costs have gone up significantly since then.
How you know what Moody paid?
Because I talked to city councilmen from all different other cities and have brought this up in the past.
Have you talked to a company, splash pad company?
I'm telling you, I know what the final cost was for Moody.
That's a yes or no answer.
I'm telling you what I said. But are we still in a state of emergency for the water?
Any discussion? Next on the agenda is the cost of living pay adjustment for the city staff. I'll just say we hold up on that right now.
It's just something to look at in the near future. Usually we do a percentage increase to get back to our city employees, which is just a tremendous thing at the end of the day. To tell them, basically thank you for everything they do. And I just think it's something that, as you're doing budget talks or whatever, I think it's a positive thing to look at, giving back to our people again, like we've done years in the past.
And it's a great opportunity to set up some pay scales for everybody so that we can just set this up to be recurring and not have to like fight it every year and think about it. It should just occur. Annual reviews would be a good idea. So if we're going to do this, let's do it right and do it thoroughly.
Any more discussion on that? Next on the agenda is the St. Clair County School sponsorship.
Yes, I think it was like 3 or 4 months ago, brought up sponsoring the giving back to all the kids at the high school for all the extracurricular activities for the middle school and high school. In the amount of $5,000, and Councilman Chapman said that he wanted to wait till we could do something for Margaret as well. So just wanted to bring it back up and make a motion that we give $5,000 to St. Clair County High School, like we had talked about 4 months ago.
A second.
Any discussion?
Well, okay, no. So what are we gonna do with this OMS sponsorship?
That's a separate line item.
So, are we gonna wanna do the same thing for them also?
Well, we're not there yet, but I will say we can't give to the booster club, like we can give to the school for them to do with it as they want, but we can't give to the booster club.
Who made the motion?
I did.
Need a second?
I seconded already, but with,
Okay, call.
Hold on.
let
We
me,
still discussing it, Jay?
Yes. How much you want to give?
$5,000. They initially came to us before Margaret did, and then we voted on it and it was voted down.
and just to be clear, you said to the school, not to the booster club.
I mean, what's better than to give back to the kids in your own community?
Margaret.
Which is Margaret.
But we don't have a high school, correct? So where do those kids go? They go to Margaret. Maybe the principal can answer that for us. Where do the kids go to Margaret Elementary, ma'am?
60% go to Odenville, 40% go to Springville.
Okay. So that would be continually giving back to the kids in the community.
Kids that go to Springville live in Oregon.
I just point out that, Moody gave 40 to 50,000 a year or two ago to their schools. I mean, this is like not
You can't compare Margaret and Moody.
But you can compare kids to kids, and that's our forefront of our future.
But you can't compare the dollar amount.
Now,
I didn't ask us to get 40,000. My point was that what are you balking at $5,000 for? Like, we don't even know what's in the financials. So, like, how are you balking when you don't, like, all we know is we got $5.4 million in the bank in some random accounts. Like, Like, I mean, something like this for the school should be recurring every year. I mean, in my mind, it shouldn't be something we even have to think about. Like, because it's just giving back to the community. That's what, the taxpayer money is meant to go back to the community, to help our community, roads, schools, everything, whatever it may be. So like,
Needs a fire on your truck.
$1 million, you gotta know where the money's coming from.
The taxpayer money is in Margaret City limits. Have almost got,
That argument doesn't fly.
We're still discussing, man.
I know, I'm just discussing.
The fact of the matter, we had to pause to think about giving back to our kids is ridiculous.
it's going to me. I don't mind if I tell all, but it'll be split between high school and middle school. I'm ready y'all for you vote.
We didn't split nothing from Margaret Elementary, did we?
Ain't nothing
They're
split
not-
Margaret
they're not
Elementary.
Oh,
in
okay.
school split.
Which half of those kids go to Springville. But see, I'm about all the kids.
Does the city of Oldville give back to Margaret Elementary?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
They do give back to
Okay.
all the Oakville schools.
So you all are supporting the school in your community. So Oldville, the city of Oldville doesn't give back to Margaret.
All right, you're
The
allowing the floor to
principal
be
just
open
said
now?
they don't.
Mayor, you're allowing the floor to be open? Point of order.
You out of order.
Mayor, I mean, honestly, if you can't.
Calling for a vote. St. Clair County High School Scholarship. All in favor? Opposed? Next on the agenda is the,
Wow, can't even give back to our own kids. That's pretty sad.
next on the agenda is the, Oval Middle School student sponsorship.
Well, if we ain't gonna get back to the rest of them, we might as well table it, right? We can see tonight who's all about the kids sitting up here at this table. And you want to have a splash pad. How you want to have a splash pad, but you can't even take care of your kids? I've got the floor. You don't need a point of order from me. I've got the floor. And I'll hold the floor until I want to give it up.
Oh, yeah.
So, you're the one that voted down the kids, not me.
Next on the agenda is the,
I'll make a motion on the OMS to give $2,500 to OMS and $2,500 to the high school.
Thank you.
damn,
That's my motion.
I need a second.
$500 for the silver for the high school and silver for the middle school.
You can't give.
Oh, no, we don't give to the
you
booster
can't give
club.
the booster club.
We don't know the law, you break the law.
Okay, well, what's this that he gave me? What is it for?
It's a solicitation, not a booster club.
Oh, okay. So, to the school itself, right, not the butcher.
Your donation will have to go to the school directly.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to give donation $2,500 to St. Clair County High School and $2,500 to Odellville Middle School.
I would ask that we amend that and add 2,500 for Springville.
No.
Forty percent.
You just seconded, you seconded that.
You just seconded it.
it. And then I call for an amendment, like I can do that. I mean, second, then amendment. Like, I mean, she said 40% of the kids go to Springville, right?
And they live in Argo.
There's a lot of them live in Woodland Ridge.
All Woodland Ridge goes to Oldville.
James made the motion, Matt seconded, in discussion.
I call for an amendment, and so that way on second on the amendment.
Can I get a second on the amendment?
I'll second.
No vote.
What am I voting on now?
On
Voting
the-
on your amendment.
The voting on whether to amend your motion to the spring.
Okay.
All right,
If you want to amend it, you vote yea. If you don't want to amend it, you vote no.
all in favor? Opposed?
The main motion.
That's the main motion. James made of the 2,500 for St. Clair County and 2,500 for Ogle Middle School. Matt second the motion. Any discussion?
Yeah, I mean, it's just really sad. I mean, like, basically, those same kids that you gave the money for to go to Margaret Elementary are the same kids that you just said no to for the high school. I mean, they may live in Argo and come to Margaret, but just, why are we arguing about the kids? I mean, we got $5.4 billion in some account.
You done with discussion?
But we're arguing over pennies for the kids.
All right, let's call it for a vote. All in favor? All opposed? Motion passed. All right. That concludes our agenda.
One more thing.
The surplus of these.
Says police surplus.
Oh.
Okay, I just didn't have it add is, we had three representatives at the annual schedule hearing, along with one that we refused to put so much money in. I went on the surplus amount, I'm not comfortable council to get permission to do that. You guys already had, those recalls you guys bought me, it's taking place for you to recall some surplus now.
What are the numbers?
2013 40 store, 2015 40 store, and 2016 40 store.
So we're not selling them or just take them out of inventory?
Just take them out of inventory, yes. They are, you should scratch. That's y'all. Well, we got them. We gonna try to, if we get something, it's gonna be strictly gonna be scrapped. So we gonna try to say, any money we get, it's gonna go back to the general fund, but we are gonna take this money. Red cars and, that's why we didn't keep this, we couldn't take too much money and try to put it back in the street. Yes, October. They were just sitting up at the annex,
Yeah.
Putting them on gov deals like we've done in the past is the best option.
You need to do a motion. This is something you need to do a motion and vote. You're basically
I need a motion.
surplus.
I need a motion to, surplus the police cars that Chief Field.
2013, 2014, 2016. I make a motion. These vehicles.
I need a second.
A second.
Any discussion? All in favor? And we need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make it.
Hey, before you do that, did you want to read, we received a letter about Erskine resignation. Did you want to read that?
You do what?
You what?
the earth
You just
consensus.
read it.
Huh?
I think you need to read it again.
It said he was resigning.
Potential.
Oh. It's not, no. I mean, I can read it if you want me to.
Was I left off that one? I don't remember seeing that.
I need a motion.
There's been no letter, that resignation.
But there's communication between more council members without including me. So that's what I just heard. But Darryl, you let someone in the crowd speak out again tonight, and I believe that entitles other people who have something to say to speak. If you're gonna control the crowd, you gotta control the crowd, otherwise you gotta give everybody an opportunity.
Need a motion to adjourn.
So are we not reading this letter or what?
I mean, it's supposed to be a public meeting as well.
No, we're not reading that.
I'm gone.
He said,
I'm through for the day.
I want to see it.
You don't get a copy?
I think it's
See y'all.
So no motion to adjourn, you're just walking out?
We don't have a quorum.
True. It's true.
Now you know how city council.